Royal Fairy Tale Scandal Season 2, Chapter 2.
Ella and Brad were talking about how to get the custody from Stephanie.
Brad,
I know you are an unfaithful husband.
and I will never forget that, or I don't know that I could ever forgive you what you did.
Now that we are responsible for our son, we have to protect the royal title. What if the nation finds out about this?
Ella said.
Well, we have lots of mouths to shut. Stephanie did this on purpose. She's a snake. She doesn't love me. She always wants my money and expensive gifts.
Brad said to Ella, "Baby, you have to understand me. I screwed this up. I'm addicted to seeing other girls and sleeping with them. I'm so ashamed of that. Can you help me?" Brad asked from Ella.
I'm disgusted by your actions, Brad.
"Look at you. This is all because of you,"
Couldn't marry your ex-fiancée, Diana, right?
Ella asked. "Yes. How do you know?"
I was so angry with my parents, so I felt getting revenge on them. But you are the one who had to face it, not them.
"I am sorry so much,"
I beg you, please forgive me one day.
Brad told to Ella.
Ella was waiting to see Stephanie at the waiting room
"Oh, Stephanie, here you are. I think you won."
and got everything you wanted. You can keep that palace. You worked so hard for it.
Ella yelled to Stephanie. "Oh, really?
I'm not gonna stop there. I want 1 million monthly.
To keep my mouth shut?"
Stephanie yelled back. We will agree to that only if you agrees to give your baby Branda to us.
"We want her custody,"
She's not just a baby, she's a royal baby with royal blood.
Ella said.
Shut up, you stupid bitch.
"You are nothing to me. I will never give my baby to this shit family."
Stephanie scolded Princess Ella. How dare you calling me a bitch?
Ella slapped Stephanie. "Don't you slap me, you trophy wife."
Stephanie slapped back to Ella. Oh, you are so over.
"You're going to jail,"
You slapped a princess.
Ella said. "Brad, that whore Stephanie slapped me. I wanted her to be in jail. She's a bad influencer to your daughter. We have to take Branda," Ella said to Brad. "She slapped you.
How dare she?
She should be in jail for the rest of her life," Brad said to Ella. Then Ella went to see Queen Camilla
She told the whole story.
and how Stephanie slapped her.
Then Queen Camilla went to see baby Branda's nanny. Mrs. Nanny, can you bring baby Branda to our library room in the second floor? Camilla said to Mrs. Nanny.
"Of course, Your Majesty. I will this instant,"
Nanny replied.
Everyone was waiting to see Stephanie at the library sitting room. "Stephanie,
You went too far. You slapped Princess Ella.
you know you could go to jail if you physically abused a royal member," Queen Camilla yelled to Stephanie.
Well, looks like your plan didn't work, Stephanie.
"Is it? I want my daughter under my custody," Brad yelled. "I will never give my baby."
You all are terrible people, Stephanie yelled back with crying.
"Stephanie,
If you want to live happily, you have to give my daughter back to me. If not, you be in jail.
Brad yelled. "I will never."
Stephanie slapped Brad hard. Stop it. You can't slap my husband.
"You classless piece of prostitute."
Ella slapped Stephanie.
Then Ella took Brad's baby daughter Branda to her hands.
Stephanie came to see her baby. Stephanie burst down to tears.
King James and Princess Ella scolded Stephanie. "Get out of my house, you filthy whore. Please."
No, Stephanie cried. Ella went upstairs. Stephanie went mad and furious. Stephanie ran back to Princess Ella to fight. Stephanie went crazy.
She was so furious at Princess Ella. She wanted to grab her baby.
Stephanie went close to Princess Ella and Stephanie started cursing at Princess Ella. Ella gave baby Branda to the nanny.
Ella tried to calm down Stephanie.
Stephanie was so mad she pushed Princess Ella against the mezzanine railing. Princess Ella fell to downstairs foyer.
Innocent Princess Ella bled to death.
Mrs. Nanny called 911 that instant.
Camilla and Brad took Ella to the hospital.
Brad was crying because he saw Ella was bleeding in her nose and ears.
Brad was praying God. "Mommy, is she gonna be okay?"
I feel horrible. This is all my fault. I loved her ever since she was pregnant.
Brad said with his sadness.
He was waiting by the ICU. Then the doctor came to see Ella's husband.
"Your Royal Highness, I am afraid she's gone. She had a severe massive injury in her brain."
No,
"God,
no,
she's just 24 years old."
she have to live. Please no.
Brad cried.
I am so sorry, sir.
Princess Ella was dead the moment she felt. "There's nothing we can do to bring her back," doctor said. "I am so sorry, Your Majesty. but Princess Ella has been passed away 30 minutes ago. Her brain was injured inside, doctor said to Queen Camilla. Oh my god, darling Ella, Queen Camilla started crying.
It was a sad day for the whole world.
That Princess Ella Parker of Simbridge has been passed away. Queen Camilla was questioned by the police. That how it happened.
Mrs. Nanny told the whole event by her memory
To the detective.
that Stephanie pushed Princess by the mezzanine railing. And Mrs. Nanny had to tell the whole truth to the detective. That fight causes of Prince Brad's secret affair with his maid. Stephanie was arrested for murdering of Princess Ella Parker. Stephanie has been sent to jail until her execution. Back in the Kensington Palace, Brad was crying, seeing his wife blood on the floor.
My darling Ella, please don't leave me.
I love you, baby. You are my best friend and my dear wife.
Please don't go, Brad cried.
Please God send her back.
Take me instead,
She only stays 3 days after giving birth to our son.
Brad screamed.
Then Queen Camilla saw his son's sorrow.
Queen Camilla got emotional see his son cry. She missed Ella so much.
Then she started crying.
Royal family chef was cleaning the blood stain on the rug.
Next day,
Back in the Buckingham Palace, Brad got ready to go to Kensington Palace to attend Princess Ella's funeral.
he carried his son with him. Princess Ella's coffin was placed in the Kensington Palace foyer.
The spot she died.
Good look, your mummy is sleeping. She won't wake up.
She went to heaven. She's always by your side.
I know you miss her.
I miss her more than everyone can imagine, Brad said to his baby son.
Lady Diana also attended to Princess Ella's funeral.
Brad saw Diana after 7 years.
He felt himself such a failure. He was so remorseful for what he did.
And just like that,
Ella was resting in peace.
then after that day,
Ella's coffin replaced at St. George Chapel in Windsor. The chapel Prince Brad and Princess Ill got married in.
Brad couldn't believe any of this. He remembered how they said their wedding vows, and he disappointed her. Made her last days living hell. He hated himself. Brad couldn't hold himself.
He cried with his anger to himself.
He called himself a monster. Then that evening, Ella's coffin has been placed inside the royal underground vault at St. George Chapel. It's the final resting place for all the royal family members. Brad said his final goodbye to his wife Princess Ella Parker of Simbridge. Brad now officially a widowed husband. Just like that, Ella was resting in peace at St. George Chapel underground vault.
End of the chapter 2.